All right, let's do some chaining. Now, one of the first things you're going to do, there's pretty much 3 steps to chaining. There's the untangling of the chains, there's putting the chains on, and then there's taking the chains off. This is a very important step that cannot be skipped. In order to make sure your chains are not going to break, you got to untangle them. All right, they're going to be this is the way that I find the easiest to untangle is to lay them out and then start from the middle and work your way out. All right, and then because your goal is to make sure that the hooks, see this hook here. All right, so this is kind of like a bunny ear or dog's paw, or there's a bunch of nicknames for it, but we got to make sure these are pointing out. So once they're out, I stand on them. That way they won't untangle. All right. Let's rewind that for a second and see what I just did. All right, so I look at it and I can see that they're not that the hooks aren't pointing out. All right, so I'm able to see that I can grab it from underneath, and then I will throw them out. And then once they're out, I stand on it. That one's good. That one's good. Now this one, the hook is actually at the end of the chain is actually hooked to this one here. So I figured that out and lick it out. All right, and then I stand on it. Now this one here, the hooks are not pointing out. So I do believe I'm going to lift this chain up and grab it from underneath and then throw it out. All right, stand on it. All right, the hooks are pointing out, so I'm good. I'm happy. I'm happy. So now these are super singles. Now what we are going to be chaining though will be a regular single tire, like on a set of duals. Now see this part of the chain here. This is the flat part. All right, this is what we're going to be talking about here. All right. Now see how it's the flat part, and then there's the hook part. This part cannot be up against the tire. Well, it can, but it will do damage to the tire. So we don't want to be doing that. So we got to be very careful that the flat part is up against the tire. All right, are we clear on that? So let's rewind for a second now. Where did I grab them? This is a very important part of the chaining in order to get it quickly done. This will save you hours and hours every year. All right. Now I counted the chains. How many chains there are? There are 14. So this particular rail here is number 7, and this would be number 8. So I'm grabbing it here to where these two are in the center. So basically this would be the very center of the entire chain. Now where I'm grabbing it, I'm looking at the flat side. All right, and I'm going to be throwing this particular part on the inside of the tire, and of course you have to have where the decams, they have to be on the outside, otherwise you won't be able to tighten them up. So once I throw them on, I'm going to put it onto throw it over there. Now I'm making sure that the center, this is a very important part of this particular training, all right, is that it is very center. So this part here is center. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm actually doing myself a favor here. I got my 5th wheel pull, and I'm going to throw it in between the tires. And then I'm going to link them. I'm going to link them on, and then I'm going to go to the other side. Oh, actually, this part here is very important. Sorry. Okay, now if I go through here and pull the 5th wheel, I won't be able to get it that far. All right. So what I'm going to be doing here, let's go over here to this particular image. I'm going to grab the chains and I'm going to throw them on the inside. Not too much because they'll all fall, but this allows me to be able to pull the 5th wheel through, and there'll be a lot of slack. Now, if you don't do this, you'll find yourself sticking your hand in here, and it's just very frustrating. And it's cold. You're probably wet. You don't want to be out anymore. But this will save you so much time if you swing the chain just to the inside. That's fine. Okay, once it's connected, all right, we're going to I am actually finding a little trouble here, but I'm trying to get to the shortest link. There's a reason why I want to get to the shortest link, and I'll tell you why later. Now I can grab the chains back. Now I'm doing this without moving the truck as well. Now your goal here is to get to the tightest link. So let's take a look. So we have, this is number 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to put it on number 2, and I'm not quite getting there. Well, because I can't seem to get that chain out of the way. So let's go ahead and shake the chains. So we give it a good little shake, and that usually frees up some slack. But then again, I end up in the 3rd slot anyway. which is nice and easy. Now, do you see what happened there now, right? See what now when you come across these, sometimes it's just a hook. All right, but this is actually it goes right through it. All right, you squeeze it, and then there's a little triangular thing that will go over it and slot right in. Anyway, so always give once you have this part on, it's always good to give your chains a nice little tug all the way around. All right, make sure it's nice and even. All right, and then of course we're gonna grab our our T-bar, and then we're gonna start tightening our decam. So lefty loosey, righty tighty. So we get as many as we can. Now, if we happen to get every single one of them tight, I would recommend undoing them all and getting it tighter. There we go. Now, what I should have done here is, as you can see, we are on the one, two. We should be putting it onto the second one right here. Okay, and because that way, usually, if you're able to get all four cams tightened, you will be able to get a tighter one. That way, when we do drive forward and backwards, as this is actually a different chaining one, but this is just a demonstration. As I couldn't get it any tighter, so I rolled it forward, then I rolled it backwards, and I was able to get one more. Let's go ahead and do that. Of course, there's always a better place for your tools if you're in the snow, because this is not the best place. So this is a bad example of where to put your tools. I would get a bit of a mat so you can put your tools down on it. Anywho, okay, see how they loosened up? Okay, so now we get our fifth wheel, not our fifth wheel, our T clamp thing. What is that called? All right, so I probably could have, I probably could have gotten this one, but I ended up not. So now it's very important that you get this excess chains, because when you're going down the road, you do not want that to be hitting up against the ground, and it's no fun. And of course, you would get the inside one with a bungee as well. Now, it wouldn't hurt as well if you got yourself, this is a spider bungee. This will actually help your chains straighten up and center, and I've never used one myself, but I've heard some really good things about it. So you'd have to purchase this yourself. Okay, now that our chains are on and we've driven and there's no more snow, we can take our chains off. First, we're going to start with our bungees. We have one on the outside. And of course, you wouldn't place it where I'm placing it. You would place it in somewhere that's a lot better and where you can find it, not dug in the snow. Anywho, so then you get the inside bungee and place somewhere very safe. And now we would undo the cams. Usually the first one you do with the tool, and the other ones are pretty easy to do by hand. Squeeze the thing, get the triangle out, all good. Let's get the inside one. Alright, that's nice and simple. I will lay this out, grabbed it, lay it out nice and easy there, and then you would roll forward, and once you've rolled off of it, you can start putting your chains away in a way that you would like. I would recommend grabbing this side here and then the very end and then start folding them in, but I still have yet to figure out the best possible way to where they don't get tangled when you take them out. So and there we go. Alright, so grab it at the end. Or a lot of times when you can grab the first one, then you can grab this third one, fifth one, 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th one, and then you can start putting away on your hooks. Alright, that is chaining for that particular one.